All right, welcome back. Yeah, sorry about the interruptions. It's going to happen every hour. I hope Instagram can really allow me to allow us to stream more than an hour. It's kind of disruptive. All right, so I was saying that when it comes to learning, I don't mean just anatomy, but everything in general. When it comes to art, it's important to understand the theory of how things work. That means by the book how things work. So when it comes to anatomy, you should understand how the muscle work, how does the bone work, and then you observe reality. Look at photos, videos, live, uh, and uh, try to apply what you have learned from your theory and see whether it really uh, match reality. And then once it's yes, then you apply that into your work and you keep doing that over and over again so that you can internalize those knowledge. In fact, this type of learning method is very nothing new to to all of us. Remember those days when you start learning, for example, language or learn alphabets. How do you learn the alphabets? Someone taught you A, B, C, and D, and then you try to remember it, and then you have a book for you to copy and replicate those alphabets one by one, capital letters, small letters. So you learn just by tracing whatever markings on the book, exercise book, and then you just try to follow the lines. So once you replicate it, then you get to write it without tracing it, right? So once you learn to write it, then you start to learn to dictations. You start to learn from memory, like by replicating it with memory. So when people say, "Oh, can you just write A, write B, write C?" Then you start to write it out. So it's the same for art. Once you gain enough confidence, you start to do dictation. That means like drawing without reference or without photo or visual reference and see how far you can remember. Is there no sound? Is there sound? Is my sound okay? Yeah. Can you verify those from Instagram? Is there sound or no sound? You can hear it. All right, that's good. If you can't, yeah, I think those who can't hear just need to restart the stream. Good. Thank you. All right, I'm going to take a short break, and then we'll come back and continue. Meanwhile, just chill, get yourself a cup of coffee if it's late for you, or grab a snack. I'll see you in 5 minutes. All right, I'm back. So let's wrap this up. Do you hear me okay? Yeah, hope my sound is working. So let me quickly wrap this up. How do I create my artist name? Like why I call myself a germ. I always wanted to be an artist who's able to inspire others. So it's like when someone look at my artwork, they'll feel motivated to draw, as if they catch some kind of virus from me. I mean, it's not the best time to talk about virus and stuff, but well, that was my intention to spread a bit of my art germ to people, to make my art contagious. At least that's what I wanted to be. And I think it's working out okay. I mean, it sounds silly, to have such a stupid name, but I guess when you become more known, more popular, people start to accept it as my name. So as you can see that I leave a lot of white in my inking. That may look harsh when you do not put in any other values, but when you put in some grays and eventually uh, with the copy colors, uh, things will look okay. I think the trick is to not leaving too much white in your drawing or in your whether it's traditional or digital. For example, at this point, this part of the bandage is really quite bright. But once you go over it with a local color, which is pink for her, then it will look okay. So when you draw, you need to anticipate things like that and try to visualize it. Are you able to buy my sketches? Unfortunately, at this point, I do not accept any commissions. Usually, I will offer my commission during conventions. Since we don't have physical conventions now, I will usually open up for commission during live events, like the one I just did few days ago over the weekend, the Comic Online. That was one of the conventions, or the many conventions or virtual conventions that I will accept commissions. How much does a picture like this cost? Something like this with full color. This will be 1,002. I mean USD. Have I been to any UK conventions? No, not yet. I wanted to actually. I've been invited many times to UK, like MCM. Uh, I didn't get a chance to really um, visit it. It's really kind of hard. Every year I have a very limited time to travel, and I would say that, and every year I would say that I reject about 10 conventions invitations. It's just too many for me to manage. And being in Singapore, I take a long time to travel from to other country, and I still have really big commitment with my school, uh, so it's not easy for me to travel. Yeah, so with color is 1,002 USD. I also offer quick ones, those quick side profile sketches, those 20-minute sketches that you see me posted the past few days. Those were $300 each. I think it's looking okay. Yeah, I also offer sketchbooks if you like to see some of the collections of my artworks, traditional artworks. I also put them into sketchbook forms that you can buy. Uh, those are, I would say, much more affordable. They're selling about, or selling them about $30 during conventions. All right, so now the gray ink is done. I think I can add some colors to her. She has orange hair. Let's find a good orange. Okay, need to find one for the base. I think this will work. The cool thing about those brush pen that I'm using, right? It works really well with Copics, so it does not smudge, it does not bleed when you overlay that with Copics. So those areas that with the gray ink will looks a bit darker than those areas without. So that will give you a nice illusion of the value range without spending a lot of time using different tone of Copics to generate that kind of values. Which means that when I go for conventions, I don't need to bring so many Copic markers. And then one tips about using Copic markers is that when you open up the marker, do not just pull out the cap, because the chance of some ink spill onto your artworks is really high. So instead of just pulling it out this way, just rotate it and open it. So rotate and open it, and if you are more careful, just move yourself away from your artworks before you do that. And I speak this with some painful experience in the past. Yeah, Copic is really expensive. I understand that. So instead of using Copics, you can also try to use the other brand. This brand is called the Touch Marker. So this is the Touch Shinhan Touch Marker. This is from Korea, equally good, and it's also refillable. So I use that interchangeably with a Copic, no problem at all. And you're talking about 30 to 40% cheaper than Copic. All right, so this is a darker shade of the orange, and then I'm going to overlay that with the brighter ones. Hope it works. Yeah, works pretty well. Yes, I'm streaming on Instagram Live now, YouTube, and Twitch. Also on Twitter. But I don't think that many people watch it from Twitter anyway. What do I do if I make mistake? I blame myself for being careless, and then make sure that I don't do the same next time. Yeah, this is traditional art. There's no undo button, and you can't just paint over like oil paint. Just be careful. But take it as a learning experience. Just remember the reason why we manage to walk and run now because we fall enough when we are babies. So the more mistake you make now, the less mistake you make in the future. It's all part of growing. So pretty nice tone of the hair. So basically using black, gray, dark orange, and then the lighter tone of it. Okay, the hair is done. Do I lose the audio? Can you still hear me? Can anyone confirm that you can still hear what I'm talking? All right, that's good. Hmm. Am I still in lockdown or am I able to get out? Yes, I. We are slowly opening it up. I get to meet my friends with the maximum of 5 people for now, but that's a big improvement. We get to dine in the restaurant. Again, limit to 5 people maximum. Yeah, I'm from Singapore. I was born in Hong Kong, but moved to Singapore when I was 17 years old. Actually, I'm curious how many of you only get to know my art today? Like, you have never seen any of my artworks, but only today, this is the first time you see me, uh, see my art in general. Oh, okay. Mm. Yeah, if you are new to my artworks, if never seen or enough of what I have done in the past, feel free to go to artgerm.com and check out my gallery. And if you do not want to miss my next live stream, remember to turn on your notification on your social media of my account um, so that you get notified. Okay, let's put some skin tone on her. Yeah, it's really, really difficult to find the best time to stream uh, based on our because of the time zone difference. I think generally just difficult for me to stream because of my work commitment. Do I work on any anime stuff? No, not actually. I mean, um, but something that I work closer to anime looking stuff. Will be some of the comic cover I did for Ruby, or WBY. Uh, those are something that I do with a more anime style. Uh, those are comic covers. I assume some of you may have it also. But those who don't know, I did not study art at all. So it's something that I picked up myself. So I'm pretty much a self-taught artist using books that I can find on in library. What color that am I using for skin tone? This is from Shinhan Touch Marker. The skin tone, this one is called Flash. Flash. So for the obvious reason, huh? This look more pinkish. Usually for Asian characters, I won't be using this. But seems like this character from the anime has a bit more of this tone. So I just stick with this. Okay. Yeah, she's really voluptuous in anime. And she has some kind of gray looking eyes. So I'm going to use cool gray for the gray eyes. Just cool gray 3. Then I'll use cool gray 4 to darken some areas. Let me darken the pupil. I mean, in reality, pupils black, but in anime, you don't always find black pupil character. And when you paint the eye, in order to make it look glossy, consider painting the area opposite the reflections, the specular reflections, so-called the highlight areas, the diagonal of it, paint it lighter, so that will account for the refraction. When light passes through the glass objects of the eye, the lens, that will refract it on the opposite side of the highlight. Or I call it the specular reflections. So that will give the eye a lot more glossier appearance. Yeah, definitely. When everything settled down, I really wish to start traveling again, including UK. She doesn't really have lipsticks in the anime, like really skin tone kind of lips. So this is the time that I make a decision: is that do you want to put in the lip colors, or do you just want to leave it pale? So I give a bit of a warm pink tone to it without making it look too much like heavy lipsticks. So to find a really pale pink. And do that in the center, and then use some warmer gray, kind of ash rose for this color. Give some very subtle pinkish tone. Yeah, that should give some very natural or subtle pink tone to her lips. Oh, forgot to paint the hand. Yeah, I would love to travel to Australia as well, Chris. Actually, anyway, I'm just dying to get out of the country. Convention used to be a really important part of my life. That's why I interact with fans, meet up with business partners, and have fun with my art buddies by traveling together. So that's something I hope that I can resume as soon as possible. It's going to take a while. This is a paper that I get in Singapore locally. It's a paper for, I think, for laser jet or inkjet printing. It's not for Copic, but it works so well with Copic. So eventually I recommend it to all of my friends. And it's a 250 GSM, so 250 gram, very thick stock. Wrapping up soon. Sorry to keep you guys up for so long. I realize I tend to draw slower during a live stream because I have to keep checking the messages. Thank you, Nes Akanesir from Instagram. Thank you. Sometimes I like to leave some pencil marks on my drawings. I think it makes the drawing feel more authentic in a way, it's like hand drawn. The longer the better, really. Actually, I'm curious. How many of you are interested to draw alongside with me? Like, no. The reason why I'm asking, right? Because now Facebook has this new function called the Messenger Rooms that I can create a room. It's like something like Google Hangout, but it allows 50 people to be on it. Uh, if you're interested, I mean, next time I can set up one room, and then some of you can just come in and hang out with me and draw and talk. Maybe spend a few hours just chilling together, provided you are willing to draw, not just looking at me drawing, you know, and talk. So at least willing to share your screen, um, and then hopefully you have a microphone that we can talk together. Mm. So if you think this is a good idea, so we can do that next time. But only 50. Okay. Yeah. And you don't even need to be on Facebook. That's the cool things. I mean, you just need the link. And once you have the link, you can just click the link and join it. You don't even need to be on Facebook or have any Facebook related account. It's a link for everyone. Mm. You don't even need to download the software. Just click the link. Would that be also be live? That won't be live. Yeah, it'll be live with you for whoever who join, but it won't be live to everyone. It's just like a Google Hangout. It's like a Zoom meeting, you know. Yeah, I'm just toying with the idea. Mm. And not many of you are fan of Facebook, so it's good that you don't need a Facebook account to do that. Yeah, if you're interested, I will try to create one probably early next week, mm, just to try it out. Would the meeting be first come and first serve basis? Yeah, yes, pretty much. Because once the room filled up, other people can't get in. So unless someone give up the space for other people, then I can only stick with 50. I think we can spend some time streaming, sometime just hang out with some of you just to get to know you better. Or maybe for you to get to know me better. Maybe this is the time that your senpai finally notice you. Just kidding. I'm so busy, I don't even notice myself sometimes. Yeah, the last time I did a Google Hangout, which also allowed 50 people. But the funny thing is that I didn't even fill it up. People are so afraid to get in. I have many who came in, and a few seconds later, they just quit, Like, say, oh, holy shit, this is a lot of pressure. I'm going to get out. Like that kind of tone. Really funny. Yeah. Hey, Edward, good to see you again. I guess it's really pressurizing to draw in front of other people for some of you. But I promise you, we're going to be kind. We're going to be gentle. There'll be no trolling because I have the band hammer with me. Anyone want to troll? You just get kicked. And unless you are into getting kicked by your senpai, then sure. Okay, though, I think I'm done with this. Doesn't look too bad.